If you're looking for the perfect, quick family getaway, look no further than Huntington Beach, California, where you'll find resort-style accommodations and a beautiful sandy beach waiting for you. Welcome to the Savvy Sightseer, the channel that helps you travel savvy. On our most recent trip down to Southern California, we were headed to San Diego again, but we wanted to do something a little different than we had done in the past. So to change it up a bit, we decided to try out Huntington Beach for a few days before heading down to San Diego. We flew into the John Wayne Airport, which was just a short 20-minute drive from Huntington Beach and our hotel. We ended up staying at the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach. It was a fabulous resort and really did contribute to making this trip a special one. We weren't sure what to expect in Huntington Beach, but these few days ended up being some of our favorite days of the entire trip and that whole week we spent in Southern California. So let's learn a little bit more about Huntington Beach and the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach and why it makes the absolute perfect place for a short family getaway with any age of children. Huntington Beach is located in Southern California between Los Angeles and San Diego along the Pacific coastline. It's conveniently located around many airports, but most conveniently the John Wayne Airport, which is only about 20 minutes away. It is also about a 30 to 35 minute drive to Disneyland. Because of its prime location and world-famous surfing beaches, Huntington Beach is also known as Surf City, USA. Like I mentioned earlier, Huntington Beach can make a wonderful family getaway, but it's not only perfect for families. It could make the perfect destination for a couple looking for a romantic getaway or a bachelor trip or any other special occasion that you might want to celebrate. Now for us, what made our trip to Huntington Beach so special and memorable was actually our resort. So I can't really recommend Huntington Beach without truly saying that you have to stay at the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach. Now, I'm not getting any sort of promotional thing with Hyatt. I just absolutely loved this resort. It was truly amazing, and I want to go into great detail about what made this resort so perfect for someone to come and stay in Huntington Beach and to truly enjoy every aspect that Huntington Beach has to offer. So why do I say you have to stay at the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach when you're staying in Huntington Beach? It comes down simply to the pools. There's many other beautiful resorts in the area, but the Hyatt has the best pools. My children love their pools when we're on vacation, and it's always the top of our priority list. So when narrowing it down, there was really no choice. We had to stay at the Hyatt. Located on the resort property, there are two pools. One is more kid-friendly and oriented towards families. The other one's more oriented towards adults. The main pool on property is called the Mankota Pool. It is mostly adult-oriented, but does welcome kids. And in fact, it was our favorite pool out of the two. Some of the reasons why it was our favorite pool was because it was extremely large. It had a lot of space, along with a lot of chairs around the area. There was also a poolside bar that served both food and drinks. The other thing that we enjoyed about this area is that because it sat right at the center of the resort, it had stunning views of the Pacific Ocean. The other pool on property is the smaller of the two pools, and they call it the Sliders Water Playground. This is definitely the more kid-friendly pool and where you're going to find all the kids. It's located in a much smaller area on the side of the hotel rather than in the center, so you don't get that great ocean view as you're sunbathing. But the one draw for the kids is that there is a slide. This pool also has a poolside bar with food and drinks, just like the Mankota Pool. While we were there, a waitress came around regularly to ask if we needed anything, making it very easy to just sit back and do nothing but swim and let the kids enjoy the water. This pool area was much busier. We were still able to find some lounge chairs, but it just felt tighter in this area and not as spread out. Our room actually looked out at this pool, and it seemed to stay pretty busy throughout the day, whereas every time we walked past the Mankota Pool, we felt like there was plenty of open seating and it was never too crowded. In the Sliders Water Playground, there were always a lot of kids, and we found it wasn't as relaxing as the Mankota Pool. Now, if the pools weren't good enough, the resort also offers these extra experiences that put it over the top and beat every other resort in the area out. The first one that we came across was the koi feeding. At this hotel, they have a beautiful spa located in this courtyard area, and right outside the spa is this giant koi pond filled with all sorts of koi fish. At a certain time each day, kids are welcome to come get a cup of koi food and feed the koi. My kids loved this one so much that we had to do it the next day before we checked out of the hotel. There weren't too many people there, and we were able to find a spot by ourselves to feed these giant fish and just enjoy them. Another super fun extra experience that the resort offers is s'mores. When we checked in, we were given a free kit. I'm not sure why we were given this kit for free, because usually you do need to purchase one from Surf City Grocers, which is a store located on the resort property. But whether you're given one or you purchase one, there are fire pits located all around the resort to make s'mores. There are some fire pits that require you to make reservations and pay a bit extra, but there's also fire pits located throughout the resort that are first come, first serve. You can also rent a spot out on the beach where they set up a bonfire for you at night. Surprisingly, the night we were there, they were all sold out despite the high cost, so plan ahead if this is something you would want to do. The free fire pits were located in a more central location within the resort and were all occupied when we were looking, but there were a few in the Sliders Water Park area that no one was at. I think no one really understands that those could be used, and we were the only ones there. With the palm trees and the pool lit up and the kids content roasting marshmallows, this was the perfect end to our day at this resort. So make sure that if you can't find a fire pit there, check out that Sliders area because there might be some. When we arrived, they weren't on, but all we had to do was ask a resort employee and they turned them right on for us. Another amazing feature that only this resort offers is that they have a bridge that takes you from the hotel over the road and right to the beach. So one thing to understand about the Huntington Beach area is that all the major resorts and hotels sit on the other side of Pacific View Avenue from the actual Huntington Beach itself and the Pacific Ocean. So you have to cross this extremely busy road in order to get to the beach. But at the Hyatt, they have this amazing bridge that takes you right to the beach. At the end of the beach side of the bridge, the hotel also provides you with beach toys, chairs, umbrellas, and towels. And this is all part of the resort fee you pay for. This was such a huge benefit to us and allowed the kids to play while we took it all in our beach chairs. We actually belong to the world of Hyatt and have stayed with them so many nights that we get some extra perks, one of them being no resort fees. I often hate paying for resort fees at other hotels, but this one felt worth it and wouldn't have bothered me given you get all these benefits out of it. Okay, let's talk about the actual beach. The beach itself was just fine. We ended up not staying there too long, as the day we went, it was below average temperatures and not super warm. But the kids enjoyed playing on the beach. We sat and relaxed in those beach chairs that the resort gave us, and overall, it accomplished its job. We are a little spoiled coming from Oregon. We have some of the most beautiful beaches with really soft sand, and they're super clean. So, overall, it wasn't our most favorite beach in the whole world, but it definitely served its purpose. Huntington Beach has a lot to offer in terms of dining options. Unfortunately, we weren't there very long, so we didn't get to experience a ton of it. We spent a lot of our time at the resort, and the resort itself had a lot to offer. In the morning, we ended up going to a coffee shop within the little store called Surf City Grocers that serves Starbucks. We stopped to just grab coffee and maybe a quick pastry so that we could sit by the pool and enjoy it. I will say, do not go here. This was the worst Starbucks I have ever had. One thing to know, though, is just a short walk down in a shopping center right down the street from the hotel is a popular Phil's coffee. So if you're dying for something a little bit better, I would head that direction. Later on in the day, we ended up getting lunch also at the resort. We went to some place called Pete's Sunset Grill. This is located right inside the resort and had the perfect outdoor seating all in the middle of the action. We not only enjoyed the food here, but also the good tropical drinks and made you truly feel like you were actually on vacation in some tropical paradise. They had a great kids menu and a lot of choices on their regular menu too. And when we returned to this hotel, we were for sure go here again for at least one of our meals. Now, for dinner, we wanted something a little special and we wanted to be able to walk. So after doing a little research, we came across a restaurant called Hola Mexican Grill. It was probably about a 10 to 15 minute walk to the restaurant, but the entire walk is bordering the ocean, so it's worth it for the views alone. The place touts its Mexican food with a view, and they don't lie. It sits on the second floor of a shopping complex and looks out to the Pacific Ocean. The food was good too, and my son fell in love with their chips and still talks about them to this day. They had some seasoning on them that he absolutely loved and keeps trying to replicate. We were lucky and got an outdoor table that had a view of the ocean. The table was right up against a clothing store across from the entrance of the restaurant, but we didn't mind at all. In fact, we loved it because it felt more secluded. The restaurant was packed as it's a popular location, so make sure to make reservations or get ready to wait for a while if you choose to eat there. Our time in Huntington Beach was really short. We were only there for less than 2 days, but in our short time there, we fell in love with it. We especially loved our stay at the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach, and it definitely is a place that we want to come back to again. If you're looking for the perfect little short getaway weekend, Huntington Beach and the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach is the place to go. Thank you for joining me to find out more about Huntington Beach. If you'd like to know a little bit more about this trip, please check out my website, thesavvysightseer.com. There you can also find some great travel tips, along with some other destinations and how to travel savvy. Also, please hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to get some more people so I can keep making these great videos showing you destinations and ways to enjoy them with your family.